Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started. My name is Steve Bayens. I'm the Commissioner of the Iowa Department of Public Safety, and I've been asked to lead off this press conference on behalf of the Algona Police Department, the Kossuth County Sheriff's Office, and the people of this community. Last night, Algona Police Officer Kevin Cram died serving his community. Algona Police Officer Kevin Cram died because he answered the call to serve. Algona Police Officer Kevin Cram died because he chose to be a beacon of light. Algona Police Officer Kevin Cram died because he was willing to stand in the gap between good and evil. Algona Police Officer Kevin Cram died a hero. The Cram family have long been called to a life of public service in this community and have shown time and again that selfless dedication. Kevin embodied that and was an outstanding police officer here at the Algona Police Department, and in many ways was the bedrock of this department. Kevin Cram was an outstanding police officer, but he was much more than that. More importantly, Kevin Cram was a dad. He was a husband. He was a son. He was a friend. Algona Police Officer Kevin Cram was murdered by a coward, and I will not speak his name. But that vile act will not deter those of us who are committed to protecting the innocent, to holding evil to account, and to seek justice for Kevin. The law enforcement community here in Kossuth County is hurting, but they are not broken. They are shaken, but their resolve remains strong. Their hearts are heavy, but they will continue to honor Kevin's legacy by being that beacon of light in their communities. They will honor his legacy by continuing to do what Kevin was called to do, and that was to protect and serve. Tragic, heartbreaking, gut-wrenching, pain and agony. But we will bow our backs, we will be strong, and we will continue to do our jobs. At this time, I'd like to introduce Assistant Director of the Department of Criminal Investigation, Mitch Mortvet, to speak as to the events of last night.
On September 13th, 2023, at approximately 7:53 p.m., Officer Kevin Cram, age 33, of the Algona Police Department, was on patrol duty in the city of Algona when he was made aware of an active arrest warrant for Kyle Rickey. The arrest warrant was for harassment through Palo Alto County, Iowa. Officer Cram knew of a possible location for Rickey and headed to that area. Officer Cram was in the 1100 block of South Minnesota Street in Algona when he observed Kyle Rickey, age 43. After advising Rickey he was going to be placed under arrest, Rickey shot Officer Cram. Officer Cram was located by other officers and local EMS and taken to Kossuth Regional Health Center in Algona, where he was pronounced deceased. Kyle Rickey was located and arrested near Sleepy Eye, Minnesota, at approximately 11:50 p.m. last night. He has been charged with one count of first-degree murder in Kossuth County, Iowa, and will be extradited at a later date. An autopsy will be performed by the Office of the Iowa State Medical Examiner in the near future. Officer Kevin Cram was a 10-year veteran of the Iowa law enforcement community, serving for the Nora Springs Police Department from 2013 to 2015, in the Algona Police Department from 2015 to 2023. We ask that out of respect for the privacy of Officer Cram's family and the Algona Police Department during this difficult time, that you respect their privacy. We will take a few questions at this time, if there are any.
What was the response time of Algona PD after the shots were initially fired?
I don't have that with me. That's part of the investigation, but it was fairly quickly.
Was it his residence that they found Ricky?
It was a residence of his family. Whether or not it was his specific residence, I do not know.
What kind of weapon did he use?
That's part of the ongoing investigation.
Did officers have any indication that at the time that they issued the arrest warrant, that Ricky had a past of having weapons or being any threat or danger to officers?
Not that we're aware of.
When there is an arrest warrant, is it standard procedure for here in Algona for officers, for just one officer to show up to the scene?
It depends on a lot of circumstances involving that, number of officers on duty, the level of the warrant, the potential of threat. So as far as a standard, there would not be a standard, but.
When was the public first alerted that Ricky was on the run and armed and dangerous?
It was fairly quick locally. The state of Iowa has, within the last year or two with new legislation, has passed the blue alert, which is somewhat like an amber alert, that if an officer is injured or killed in the line of duty and a suspect is at large, we issue what we did last night, the blue alert. So statewide and into surrounding states, it was probably within an hour or so, but I know locally, the public here was notified fairly quickly, very quickly.
Were there any other witnesses at the site of the incident?
That's part of the ongoing investigation and cannot comment on that at this time.
Are there any other injuries
To
the public, to any other law enforcement officers?
There are not. So one more question, if there is one. Okay, thank you.